Welcome back, everybody. I am Tom, and you are watching me play The Witcher 3. In the last episode, we made our way to the Nilfgaardian camp inside this broken down old fort, and we've been told to go meet the captain of the guard inside.
Goltais Griffin is anvel.
Dorp Ruvedimin.
Never
believe it.
Marsandem Karbab.
Es disse Ferin, Nord-Est Ulfheiden en Meras.
Es drug Myras. Es tuven Ulfheiden. Mira, Deich eten van Eseth. Eseth orden Kyle Macair.
It's interesting. I also like the way they do that, where they just have them speaking in Nilfgaardian and you can see the subtitles above their heads in English. Not the correct word. Northern, I guess, would be the common, maybe.
The share of your harvest.
Aye, Your Excellency.
I know there is little left in your granaries, but soldiers are men too, and so they must eat, correct?
Aye, Excellency.
Fair enough.
Password.
Dunno any.
So, out for a little walk here, eh? Counting the Emperor's swords to lull you to sleep? Well, in the army we've a place for nosy ramblers. The scaffold.
And thick-skulled quartermasters, they got a place.
You're clearly skilled at banter. And haggling? You got a knack for that as well?
I like this guy. He's weird and
Morale holding up around here?
paranoid.
You boys think you can win this thing?
Ah, a spy after all. Or one to stir trouble.
Neither. Just curious.
Right. Well, tell anyone who cares we will win this war, because Radovid is mad, as everyone knows, and we've an extraordinarily well-drilled and well-supplied army. Incidentally, did you wish to buy something?
And a true merchant at heart, obviously.
Show me what you're peddling.
680 gold he has. He will have more after I bought all these, though. He doesn't really have much else I want. Poker. Weird. I'm gonna sell him all this stuff and I'll cut and be back. Alright, I'm back. He ran out of money. Unfortunately, I didn't get to sell all my crap. That is one problem you end up having with AutoLoot installed.
Like you to craft something for me.
Once again, don't want him to craft anything. I just don't like having these little things, this kind of yellow colour. I like them all grayed out.
So long.
For no real particular reason, in all honesty, it annoys me.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Tomirians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
I summoned only the Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Very perceptive of you. Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern. This explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
Why do you care about this griffin?
Because I care about people. The beast has killed 10 already, including a few of my men. To hunt it, I would need to mobilize the entire garrison, comb the woods, organize a batu. Simply impossible.
Too big a hassle?
No, too high a risk. I cannot disperse my forces. Tomiria's army we have crushed, but its common folk remain, ready to answer a call to arms. So, as to this griffin, I can sit on my hands, or hire a professional.
Doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a good general at the very least.
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the Griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate. Since then, the Griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
I like how you... Like, this is a really clever way of doing this in the game, where you have to explain to him what you need. Because it would be weird, Geralt just sort of going over what he needs to himself.
I'll need bait. A specific herb. Buckthorn. Scent should lure the Griffin from 10 miles off.
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Mm-hmm. Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Need more information about this Griffin. Its sex. Why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislav. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
You'll see why a bit further in this episode, but the way he sort of talked about Mislav there is quite... It's subtle foreshadowing, I like it.
Tomira and Mislav. Thanks.
Es Sundiakten.
Sundiakten. I'm pretty sure he allows me to take all this crap. He does indeed. I think one of them was stealing. But no one saw me, so I'm fine. Is the Vodik. Is the Varnor and Savik. I could be saying horrible things in Nilfgaardian, I have no idea. And I don't know how different Nilfgaardian is to Elder Speech, because it shares a lot of commonalities. Elder Speech being the Elvish language. But I guess not specifically the Elvish language, I think it's just... God damn it. But you turn back anyway, thank you, I'm going out here. It's the language spoken predominantly by elves, but I think it may...
Discipline.
I don't know if Elder Speech is actually specifically Elven. But Nilfgaardian is very similar to it. And both of them take... I think they have hints of Irish in them. The elves are called Enshay, for instance, and the way it's spelt looks very Irish to me. But I don't really know enough other languages to be able to say specifically what it is. And the Nilfgaardians have kind of like a Dutch accent, almost.
Show me what you got.
I'm not going to be able to dodge their attacks very well. Oh shit me. That's a warg. That brown one there? Yep, there you go. Warg. Eesh. Stay away from me for a second. Just let me get... back off a bit. These wolves did a hell of a lot of damage. Fire damage. Once again, I can Quen. Oop. Yep, that warg does more damage. It's enough to one-shot me. Let's see where this autosave was. I may have even quick saved before it. I tend to do it off habit, so I don't really notice when I do it. So there may be a save right before. Nope. Back here. I think that one is stealing. So I'm not going to take from that one. It had like a water in it or something, so don't really care that much either. Oh. Going downstairs, this game can have some problems. I just slid down the stairs there, yeah. Stairs, going downstairs can be a bit of a problem in this game. There is actually a mod that will fix it, but I couldn't find a version that works with the version of the game I'm on, which is 1.31, I think. If I can take out the warg first. Here we go. That works. Interestingly, it doesn't auto-loot when I kill them with explosives. I guess because I didn't get the kill, I think. I think it's probably how it figures out what to loot. Hey. Diameridium ingot. Diameridium is a fictional metal from The Witcher that blocks magic. In The Witcher 2... Which 2? I think it's in The Witcher 2. You get some... Wait, no, it's in this game. I take it back. Not The Witcher 2. But Diameridium blocks magic, so mages... When experiencing the effects of Diameridium, all their magic is blocked, so they use Diameridium shackles to hold mages so they can't cast spells. There is some drowners, there are some drowners down there rather. But I have a crossbow. And the crossbow underwater is... that's still high level though. Oy, fuck me. It's a very high level drowner. It's level 66, which is what? Level... In the base game that'll be level 10? 10 or 11? Oh, god damn it. As I stated in a previous episode, you really should quick save after all those little events. What are they called? The points of interest. Because exactly this happens. Ooh. I'll cut out me killing the wolves again, and I'll just be back to where I was. And we're back. Wolves are dead. I mean, this could mean my death again. A quick save here. But I think a lot of the time you can kind of outswim drowners. Which is kind of silly, because it makes very little sense, but if you swim under them, they often don't attack you. Because the way they attack when they're underwater, and this is literally the only reason you can survive them, is when they attack underwater, they swim under you and reach up and drag you down. Could still die here. They're on my tail. They given up? I think they've given up. Yep, I pulled it off. Assuming that was the only loot there. And the reason I'm doing that is just for 100% sake. So the main reason I want to do it is to check... Yep, it's now completed because it's grayed out. Is how you can tell that. I'm gonna head down here. Once again, a quick save after doing a point of interest, because it doesn't save for you. I could go over that side and do a bunch of things over there, but I think I'm going to continue the main story for a bit before I do other stuff. Although, there's probably a side quest or something down here that might be worth doing. Drowner. Look at lads. Dead drowner. guy gonna... I think it's fine. You notice my quest marker as well, it doesn't tell me to go to the herbalist. And the reason that is because I already have Buckthorn. Blood-soaked military orders. Because it's a New Game Plus playthrough and I've just looted enough Buckthorn throughout the game. And if you, playing this game the first time, if you happen to have swam before and found some Buckthorn, you don't have to go to Tomira because you already have it. Blood-soaked military orders. To whom it may concern, by order of the Legion Commander, the men bearing this missive are to be escorted north to the border post near Oxenfurt, where they will find a Redanian division waiting for them. As noble-born Temerians, they are under special protection and not a hair on their head must be harmed. Everything they carry is their own private property and is to remain in their possession. Any failure to heed this order will be punished in an accelerated military tribunal. Randall Wittgenberg? Wittgenberg. I assume a Nilfgaardian name. It's giving me a quest, but I'm not going to do it yet. Because I know what it does. It'll lead you to some treasure, which is nice, but... I'm going to do some stuff on this side of the road first. I'm going to go down here. I believe there's a quest just down here. And then I'm going to go to Tomira's hut. She is the herbalist. I don't actually have to go there, but I want to talk to her anyway, for the story of White Orchard.
Last time I sent out anything, I swear it.
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan. It's always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. I was standing at my window, peering at the goings-on. He must have been there, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So, I grabbed me pan, for protection, see? But he just asks all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals?
A little step
Nay,
backwards.
says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening. Just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. He's right baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
That little step back that Geralt does is very funny. It's subtle, but good.
Interesting. What happened then?
Before dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left. Locked the door, hopped on his horse, and that were all I saw of him. And me pan. 'Twere old, black with sort, not worth much, I suppose. But I've no other. Will you help me, dearie? Bring an old widower pan. I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any road. Such a stench wafting out. Methinks the other fellow, well, that he's lying there.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around. You should wait here, just in case.
Good old Geralt. I don't know why he arted the woman though, but luckily it didn't do anything. Some good stuff to loot in here too. It's always nice. This has some lore from a previous...
Explains the stench.
Some lore that comes out quite well from the previous game. Particularly this, which is easily missable. Can't really even see it here.
Cracked monocle. Interesting.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, she makes mention of Geralt talking to himself, it's quite funny. But that monocle, those who've played The Witcher 1 probably know of a character that monocle makes a lot of sense for.
His throat. He was garroted. And some old scars. Kind of soldier might have.
But when I gab to myself, they say I'm going barmy.
Indeed. I'm allowed to gab to myself, though.
Documents, almost entirely burnt. A few pieces still legible.
And when you all arrange to meet, you fucking show up. I did, risking my life and the entire blasted operation. And end up standing there with my plough and cock in my hands, waiting for nothing. I thought the Nilfgaardian army was better organised than that, but you know, illegible, rather. Tell that blasted Lord General of yours that me and my companions don't hold grudges, so we won't break off negotiations. But since our old plan's gone tits up, this time we'll choose the time and place for the next meeting. This time we'll choose. I put on inflection there. I was also attempting an accent of who I think is writing these notes.
Found the pan, have ye?
Ah, the priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean. Looks like the mystery man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
Found the pan, have ye?
Found the pan, have ye? I like this old woman.
Here, your frying pan.
Mine? But mine were black with soot. And I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And the other fellow?
Dead. Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Hang about! You've earned a token of thanks. Here, sonny, for the road.
Hats off to whoever did the voice acting for this
I
woman.
have a nice white fish for supper.
It is... It's very well... Just like a kind of pointless little... It shows that the point of that, by the way, is it's showing that there's espionage between the Nilfgaardians and some other group that you don't rightly know who they are. Although we do find out later. Map. Is there any... I think I've... So I've cleared out pretty much all of this. Tomira is like... here. I think that's Tomira's house. I'm gonna run that way. As I said, she doesn't show up on the map because we've already got buckthorn, which is the herb that we need. And that was the reason we had to go see her, is go see Tomira to find out about buckthorn. But if you've already got it, Geralt doesn't feel the need to. But I feel the need to, because I like Tomira. And it adds to the overarching story.
Yes?
Griffin do that to her?
Delina? Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
At night? Through the woods? In wartime?
Meeting a boy. The young, you know, do foolish things for love. Wounds are healing, but she will die. Blood's pooling in her skull. Nothing my brews can do to help.
Tomira, one thing I don't fully understand about this, Tomira looks very young. I think the way that the story is told, she should be at least about 40. Maybe mid-30s, but more likely like 40. In any case.
Could try to help her with one of my potions. Swallow can heal internal hemorrhages.
But
Witcher's potions aren't for humans.
she'll die as it is.
Yes. A peaceful death soothed by your concoctions. If I give her Swallow and something goes wrong, the whole village will hear her screams.
I understand. Do as you will.
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarrelled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The Lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the Lord's son, Florian. Something that made the Lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
That's something that happens too. She gets up, walks around, which I think is just like a reloading type thing.
Yes?
She gives you a lot of stuff. I will give Lena the potion.
Got a potion for Lena. Swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately. But I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
I like Tomira a lot. But as you were talking about, Florian was the Lord's son, and it was mentioned in the book that... See if I can find the book. It should be in here somewhere. No. No. Down here. Early diary, here we go. Down the bottom. They say the Lord is coming to see us, that he wants to make a deal, to beg us to return to the village. They say he's calmed since his son died. That he's not as quick to anger about small slights. Well, we'll see. One way or another, I've no intention of moving 1 inch from here. This is the diary of Volker. Well, it's Claire's diary, talking about Claire and Volker. Of sweat and blood. The veil hangs between the world men see and the one they cannot. This veil blocks the dead from the view of the living, and the living from the view of the dead. Some mages can break through this veil and communicate with the dead, or else summon them to the world of the sun for short periods of time. This is the art known as necromancy. The dead can also break through the veil and enter the world of the living on their own, yet unlike the necromancers, in doing so they are not driven by reason and will, but by a thoughtless, irrational need. This need arises from powerful emotions such as regret, longing, or wrath. Very often these emotions gain their power by being invested in a material object by the dead individual while he or she still knew life. The objects most frequently so endowed, wedding rings, favourite toys, or the instruments used for the crime, which sent the returning individual to the other world in the first place. So things that killed them, essentially. So the way that she said it, apparently, Claire said something to the Lord, probably in a heated debate. The Lord yelling at them got angry. She said something, and then it made him kill everyone in the village, seemingly. The sweat and blood? Yeah, that's the one I just read.
Yes?
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Neneka stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Neneka. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bear his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Neneke refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word. Gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here. End of story.
See, so she left when she was 18, which means Claire died 22 years ago, which makes her at least, 40. So she's at least 40 years old. Probably older, because it says, I struggled long to find a place where I felt safe, until I finally arrived here. So presumably that, like, she should be at least mid-40s. Interesting.
Got any herbs you're willing to sell?
I'm sure I can find something.
And she really doesn't look it. She looks like she's, what, 30 maybe? Then again, herbalist, maybe... Oh, you've got not enough money. I'll just sell one then. Herbalists... I mean, maybe. The idea that you take herbs makes yourself look younger. Kind of semi-magical.
Farewell.
That was the main reason I wanted to talk to her. Simply because you get that extra bit of lore that you wouldn't have got otherwise. I'm off to see Mislav.
The plague!
How are we looking at for time? With the parts I cut out, probably still okay, so I'll go talk to Mislav first. If this goes a bit over, whatever, I'll deal with it.
Anyone home? Must be out hunting. Trail's fresh. Mislav just left home.
Like I was here, Mislav.
You, Mislav?
Hear that?
Wolves? No. Wild dogs.
Yes. More dangerous than wolves.
Dogs more dangerous than wolves? Don't think so.
It's the truth. Know why?
No, but I guess you're about to tell me.
Wolves hunt to fill their bellies. Wild dogs kill for sport.
Just like humans.
Aye. They've learned much from us. Why not cruelty too?
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians the Griffin killed. Where'd you find them?
Ah, I see. You a Witcher. That monster slayer they's talking about in the village.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you, sure. But, I gotta kill those mutts before they hurt someone. Will you help? That is, if you don't mind blunting your silver blades on them.
I won't be using the silver blade, but sure.
Sure. Griffin's not going anywhere.
No. Dogs might, though. So step careful now. Come on.
These dogs been a problem for a while now?
Since the war started. Soldier on the march. He'll stop to rape a woman, strangle her, kill her man for a chuckle, even butcher a cow. But a dog, a kick in passing, no more. So these stray mutts form packs. They're gaunt, guts stuck to their spines, covered in scabies. But they just won't die, 'cause they're clever. Too late. Attacked another one.
Mislav's bow is actually fairly good at taking these out. These wild dogs do look weird. I always thought. I guess because they're. Well, fuck me. They're hairless. Thank you, Mislav. Damn shame.
Dieter.
You know him?
We served at the Lord's Manor together, where the Black Army's encamped now. He was a stable hand, I was the Lord's hunter. But that was before... well, a long time ago.
Before what?
before they drove me from the village.
What did you do?
Nothing. I'm a freak. Sorry. I'd rather not talk about it.
Normally, I wouldn't press someone like this, but... yeah, story.
I'm a freak too.
Aye, but of another kind.
If it's lycanthropy, I can help.
What?
Lycanthropy. Werewolves. Handled a few cases in the past. It's usually a simple curse that...
The Lord's son, Florian, and I... we loved each other. Dieter walked in on us in the stables. They drove me away. Florian hanged himself. Lord started drinking, and the estate fell into ruin. That's the long and short of it.
And here is the wonderful, not conclusion, but the rounding of the story. The sad part of the story, too. So Florian, the Lord's son, Florian, who is the Lord's son, he was gay. And him and Mislav were in a relationship. Found out. They drove away Mislav. Florian killed himself. The Lord went to try and get Claire and Volker back. Get them back into the fold. And Claire obviously said something about his son. And you can imagine what, probably. And this also harkens back to the way that the general was talking about him. How he was sort of hesitantly calling him an odd fellow. Probably knew that he was gay. And that's not something that's outright banished in Nilfgaard. They're, to use the term, civilized, I suppose. But it's still not seen as normal. And hence he had that weird kind of uncomfortable feeling that you get with a lot of older people, and older generations have the same kind of thing with homosexuality. Even if they don't outright dislike it, it's kind of awkward. It is a very sad story, though.
I'm sorry.
Ancient history now. I was to show you where I found the Nilfgaardians. Come.
Griffin,
And just...
know anything about it?
Oh, not much. Not my kind of game.
You're his kind, though. Survival instincts alone ought to make you care.
I walk silent through the woods. No griffin can hear me nor spy me.
I can hear you. Yeah, but the way that, like, just the side quests move into this quest, in the order I did it came out quite well. You kind of learned of the story almost chronologically. It's just... I love the way that it all comes together. And not just through the main quest, but like the side quests all link into the main quest, and everything about this place is... all fits together. That's a lot of dead
'Twas
bodies.
here. One lay there, by the stump, headless. The other hung from a branch, guts splayed, stretching down to... Watch out for yourself now.
I'll be fine. Not the first griffin I've dealt with. Not likely to be the last, either.
Hope you're right. Good hunting now.
I like Mislav. And I'm going to leave it here because we are pushing for time. I'll investigate this site and look for the Griffin's Lair next episode. So I'll say goodbye for now and see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.
See